You have never seen Cinderace looking so good! Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle versus Brandon from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Alright, Brandon has got a very scary looking team. They've got a Toxapex, Corviknight, Dragapult, Rotom Wash, Iron Valiant, and a Cinderace. Pretty scary stuff. I think they lead off with Dragapult because Dragapult can do a lot of damage to the whole team, really. So I think I'm going to lead off with Zapdos because they don't have a ground type for a start. So if they lead off with something like Rotom, we'll be in a good position. And then we can just kind of Volt Switch on whatever they lead with and go from there. And the battle begins. So Brandon's going to lead off with the Tomioka, which is the Rotom, as we lead off with the Fundaga, the Zapdos. So nice and shiny on both sides of the field. That's always nice to see. Let's go for a Volt Switch because they're either Scarfed or defensive, and we'll know if they're Scarfed or defensive based on whether we go first, which we do. So let's go for a Volt Switch. Solid damage tells me they're probably specially defensive because it's a Zapdos that's full special attack. So I'm going to go ahead and go in. I'm going to expect them to go for a Volt Switch of their own. So I'm going to go Dragapult. I think Dragapult's a good shout. So let's go Dragapult real quick. There we go. And then they go for a Volt Switch, which is going to do some nice chip damage to Dragapult, but we should be alright, as they're going to switch out their Rotom, probably going into the Iron Valiant to activate that booster energy to outspeed us, which makes a lot of sense if they do that. So in comes Iguro, the great friend, which is the Toxapex. Now, I would stay in and go for a Draco Meteor right now, but I feel like it's not going to do much damage, so I'm going to go ahead and U-turn real quick. There we go, get a bit of chip damage off, not really much, but it'll do the trick, and then we'll go back out into our Zapdos to go for a safe Volt Switch on the Toxapex, doing hopefully some solid damage. So let's go ahead and... I just went into Typhlosion, didn't I? I just misclicked. I completely misclicked and went into Typhlosion. Oh dear. So this is not the worst situation in the world to be in. It's not the worst situation in the world to be in, because we can Terra Ground, and they might expect the Terra Ground. They might expect the Terra Ground or the Terra Electric or something along those lines and switch out themselves. I don't think they do, but I think I'm going to Terra anyway and go for this because Terra Ground could really help with us. You know, we'll be immune to Cinderace's Pyro Ball with this thing. I think we should go for it. I think we should really go for it. I don't think they're going to expect it, so I think it should be fine. So we'll Terra real quick. There we go. It's a shame we're not Choice Specs because then it would have done a lot more damage, but it's whatever, so... whatever. So based on the U-turn damage we did to them, I'm going to guess they're more physically defensive than specially defensive, so I'm hoping this will work out nicely for us. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Tera Blast. Let's see how much damage this does to good old Toxapex over there. Let's see how much damage we get off. Over half. I'll take it. I'll take it as they go for a Chilling Water, which is going to do super effective damage and also lower our attack. Not that that matters. So I think now we can probably expect them to go ahead and switch out into Corviknight, get that Regenerator boost on the Toxapex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, or they can go Rotom as well. Rotom works just as well. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into the Zapdos right now. That seems like the best option. So we'll go Zapdos real quick. I'm fully expecting them to switch out the Toxapex here into the Corviknight or the Rotom Wash. So we will go Zapdos real quick. That's probably the best way to go. So there's a Toxapex switch, which makes a lot of sense. And they're going to go into Tomioka, which is, of course, the Rotom. So Rotom comes back in. We're going to get some nice chip damage off with the Volt Switch right now. So let's go for a Volt Switch real quick. There we go. And then we'll just go straight back out into Dragapult. So we're getting chip damage off. They've got a Citrus Berry. Or I'm assuming it's Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry? Yeah, Citrus Berry. Okay, so they've got a Citrus Berry, which is fair enough. We just have to go back into Dragapult now, I think. Do we go Dragapult here, or do we go something... We don't have a ground type, so for a start. So I kind of want to go Corviknight to get rid of these Toxic Spikes, but I think we're going to have to go Dragapult, aren't we? We'll go Dragapult. We'll go Dragapult. There we go. Dragapult comes in. Lovely jubbly. And get some poison, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that? And then they're going to go for an Electric Terrain. Oh, I forgot all about that move. Electric Terrain. Interesting choice. So knowing they've gone for an Electric Terrain right now, knowing how much the Volt Switch did earlier, we can probably take this thing out with a Shadow Ball, right? So there's nothing on that team that wants to switch in on the Shadow Ball. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball like so, and hopefully we get the KO on the Rotom. That would be nice. Choice Specs. No KO. Ball Switch are going to come through. It's going to do a bit more damage than last time because of the electric terrain. And then they're going to go back to whatever they want to go into. So I'm going to go ahead and assume they're going to go Toxapex. I'm assuming Toxapex anyway. Canroji is going to come in, which is going to be the Iron Valiant. So Iron Valiant comes in looking amazing, nice and shiny. Gets that Quark Drive, which is going to boost its speed, which is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I don't really have a switch in here because I don't know what kind of moveset they're going to have. We could assume a lot of things. I think our best bet is probably Scizor, because if they go for a knockoff or Punching Glove, it's not a big deal. If they go for a Moonblast, we're going to tank it. Bunch of other stuff like that. Corviknight, on the other hand, won't like a Thunderbolt. So I think Scizor is our best bet. So I'm going to go Scizor real quick. I think that's our best bet. So we'll go Scizor real quick. So there we go. We're going to withdraw our Dragapult. We're going to go out into Scizor. Old Lemon over here. Lemon Pledge. There we go. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. As they go for a Moonblast, which is obviously going to do enough. Well, it does a decent chunk of damage to us, but not enough to get the KO. So if we assume they're going to Tera right now or switch into Corviknight, we should really switch out ourselves. I don't think I think they go Corviknight. I'm going to go for a U-turn. They are going to Tera. What type are they going to Tera into though? Are they going to do Tera Fairy? Because that would be unfortunate if they did. Because that would mean Moonblast to be able to KO. So they go for a Tera Electric. So based on the Moonblast damage, I don't think we can take a Thunderbolt. They go for another Moonblast. That's even better, because now it means U-turn's no longer resisted. And that means that damage, the pure damage. So they probably have Thunderbolt if they're all special, and the Tera Electric and all that stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to go Zapdos. I think Zapdos is the best bet. So we'll go Zapdos real quick. There we go. And we just go for a Heat Wave here. I think we go for a Heat Wave. Heat Wave should KO. I'm pretty sure we live a Moonblast, no problem. Unless it's a critical hit. In which case we don't miss it. We don't live it if it's a critical hit. Damn. So electricity is going to disappear, which is great. The Quark Drive is going to wear off. They aren't booster energy. They're probably choice specs. That's probably why they went for a Moonblast on the second time. So I think we go into our Typhlosion here. So we go Typhlosion. We should outspeed because of Choice Scarf. They don't have the Quark Drive anymore. We do get poisoned, but that's unfortunate, but it's whatever. And I guess we should go straight for an Eruption here, because they more than likely go into Toxapex here. Well, no, because they'll probably expect a Tera Blast ground, and they'll probably go into Corviknight here. Or they're going to Rotom. Let's go for an Eruption and see what they do. So they're going to withdraw, obviously, but what are they going to go into? It's a toss-up of what they go into, really. Tomioka, that's going to be the Rotom, isn't it? Yeah, Rotom comes in. So they're going to sack off the Rotom, which makes a lot of sense. So we go for the Eruption, take out the Rotom, and now they get a free switch into Toxapex to get more Toxic Spikes up, which is unfortunate. So Rotom can't stop the electric terrain anymore, and the Iron Valiant is no longer Quark Drive. It's choice specs, so that's good to know. In comes Rengoku, the Great Friend, which is going to be the Cinderace. Nice and shiny. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. So cool. I love it. So what can we do here? I think we have to sack off Scizor, to be honest with you. I think we sack off Scizor because Scizor doesn't do too much for us. Although it could come in handy later on down the line. Dragapult, on the other hand, Shadow Ball hits everything really hard. Cresselia could really work for us. I think the best thing to do is to just go straight for an Eruption here and just go for it. I think we just go for it, right? So they go for a Sucker Punch, which is fair enough. It's going to be boosted by Libero, making it a Dark-type move. Takes out Typhlosion. I could have switched out there. I didn't want to risk it, though. So it is what it is. So Typhlosion goes down. Plus, people keep complaining about switching again. Why? I can't switch out. I'm in a bad situation. Why not? Why you do this? So I would go into Scizor and Bullet Punch, but obviously Sucker Punch out prioritizes. I would go into Dragapult, but Sucker Punch. I guess it's time for Cresselia to come in. So we'll go Cresselia, Rosalina over here, and we'll go for a Calm Mind. We're physically defensive. We should be able to take any hit this thing wants to throw at us. I'm pretty sure. So they're going to withdraw. What are they going to go into, though? That's a real question. They're going to go into Zugawa, which is the Corviknight. So Corviknight comes in. What's Corviknight doing to me, though? I don't think Corviknight can do anything to us. can it? We're physically defensive. We're taking every hit that wants to throw at us. And we're just going to go for a Calm Minding Cresselia set right now. We'll get a few Calm Minds up, and then we'll start going for Stored Power. I think that's the best way to go about it. So we go for another Calm Mind. We do outspeed the Corviknight, which is good to note. Cresselia is actually kind of fast. Not fast, but it's like, for what it is, you kind of expect it to be really slow, but it's not. So they go for a Brave Bird with Corviknight. Not going to do anything to us, unfortunately, for them. And then we go for one more Calm Mind, and then we start going for Stored Power. I think that's the best way to go, because I don't want to drag it out too much. So I'm going to go for another Calm Mind real quick. They should probably go for a U-turn here if they really want to try and break through us and go into the Dragapult, because they get a slow U-turn. So even if we go for an attacking move, they can't really, you know, do it. So they're going to go for a U-turn now. It's going to do some chip damage to us. Let's see how this works out for them. So they're going to switch out, of course. What are they going to go into to take on our Cresselia right now? Are they going to go into Cinderace to get a nice and powerful Pyro Ball off? Or are they going to go into the Toxapex to go for a Toxic, maybe? Kokushibo. That's going to be the Dragapult. So nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. We definitely don't know what they're going to go for here. They could be Phantom Force. So I'm going to go for a Moonlight just in case they're Phantom Force. So they go for a Dragon Darts, which is fair enough. Dragon Darts is going to come through for them right now. There we go. Good to scout to see what they're going to do. I'm assuming they're going to be Choice Banded if that's the case. So we'll go for a Moonlight real quick. There we go. And then we'll just go straight for a Moonblast right now. So let's go for that. Moonblast should be good enough to put through this thing, I think. So we'll go for a Moonblast. Just to get the KO on the Dragapult. I don't think they're going to Tera. Well, they can't Tera because Iron Valiant's Terra'd. I don't think they're going to go for a Phantom Force. They go straight for the Dragon Darts again. I think they're Choice Banded or something. Because that's doing a lot of damage to a physically defensive Cresselia. We go for a Moonblast. Easily takes out the Dragapult. There we go. So down goes Dragapult, which is great. Cresselia is putting work in for us. Absolute work. So it can take out the Toxapex. It can take out the Corviknight. It could definitely take on the Iron Valiant. It's just the Cinderace's Pyro Ball, which is going to do a lot of damage to us. So let's see how this goes for us. I don't think Cresselia wins this, but they might do a lot of damage to us. So let's see how this Iron Valiant fares. Is it going to trick us? Let's go for a Stored Power and see. Destiny Bond? They have Destiny Bond as the last resort? That's awesome. That is awesome. That completely ruined it. How was I meant to expect that? How could I ever expect that? I can't. So Iron Valiant does go down, but it takes Cresselia with it. Iron Valiant with the Destiny Bond strats is crazy. So Cresselia unfortunately didn't get to do much this game. It took out the Dragapult. It took out the Iron Valiant technically. What do we do now? Because we've got Cinderace in the back there. If I assume they're Choice Banded Cinderace, we could probably go into Dragapult right now. I think Scizor, because Scizor can't do anything to anything anymore. So we'll go Scizor. They do go into Rengoku, the Cinderace. I think Cinderace wins this for them. So we'll go into Lemon real quick. Lemon Pledge. And I think they go for a Sucker Punch here, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to go for a Bullet Punch just in case they don't. They go... Right, okay, they're going to lock themselves into another move, which is fair enough. As they go for a Pyro Ball now. If we assume that they are choiced in some way. If we assume they're choiced in some way, then well, we have to hope they're choiced, but they're not. They've just lost some health from Life Orb, so I don't think we win this. I think we have a chance. If Corviknight can live a Pyro Ball, we have a chance. If Corviknight can live a Pyro Ball, we have a very small chance of winning. So let's go for the Brave Bird real quick to get some damage off. They do go for a Fire Ball. Can we live? We lived on 6 HP. They get some recoil from Life Orb. We go for a Brave Bird. Can it please take out the Cinderace? It does. Cinderace goes down. Love that shiny. Such a cool shiny. Cinderace is going to take us down thanks to the recoil. And now all we've got left is Dragapult, who I don't think we win with. I really don't think we win with. So they're going to go into Iguro, the best friend, the great friend, the Toxapex. We go into our Dragapult, who is poisoned and on low HP. I think it's going to come down to this. I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball because it's the only thing I can really go for. If I lock myself into a Draco Meteor, we instantly lose. If I go for a Shadow Ball, get a Spadef drop or a recover, they're just going to recover stall, aren't they? They are going to recover stall. I knew it. I knew it. I mean, it's fair enough. It's a legitimate strategy and all that. I just don't know what we do here. Do we forfeit? No, you know what? I'm going to bank on a crit. I think a crit could happen or a special defense drop. They go for a Baneful Bunker. They're just letting me go down to poison at this point, aren't they? Which is fair enough. Fair enough. So Dragapult is going to go down to the poison more than likely. So let's just skip that to that turn. There we go. They go for a Chilling Water. Finally, lowering our attack when all that it matters. And then the poison is going to be able to take us out this turn. And that's going to be the game. So GG Brandon, that was a pretty fun game. Came right down to it in the end. I think we had a good chance of winning, but obviously Brandon's just a really good player. I mean, he's a battle veteran in the Discord server. So go ahead and join the Discord server. See if you can have a chance to battle Brandon as well. Really good, really great battler, to be honest with you. Really well played. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.